Hello my friends, and welcome to Paulina Art. Today I'm going to show you how to sketch a face. This is the first thing I do when I paint a portrait. I'm working on a sketching pad 9 by 12, and for my model I've chose this beautiful photo of actress Julia Ormond. Now, I normally work from my cell phone. I can also print the photo from my computer and do the grid lines myself, but I don't bother doing that when my phone does it for me. So what I do is I press the edit and I use crop, rotate, and I press this one to adjust crop. I think it's crop, and it brings me all the lines. I don't like when it has too many lines. I have the option to do that, but that just confuses me. So what you see are 2 lines going down and 2 lines going across, and they're not squares. They are rectangles. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to work from this. And on my sketching pad, I'm going to roughly do those lines. I'm not going to measure them. This is just going to be a quick sketch just to get the proportions of the face right. This is the first step I do, just to get the proportions right. And I know these are more like rectangles than squares, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I have separated my paper the way my phone is doing, and I'm going to place the head in those rectangles. I can just start with a rounder shape. I'm not going to worry too much at this point. Okay, so I have the basic shape of the face. Now I start looking where the features are sitting on the face in those within those lines, where the nose is, the eyes, the lips, the chin. So this is what I'm going to try to duplicate in my sketch. I know the nose should be around the middle of the face, so I'm gonna place it there. And then I just start massaging my drawing, basically, to get the resemblance that I'm looking for. I start doing measurements and corrections. Sketching takes practice. I practice sketching something just about every day. And the more faces you draw, the easier it's gonna get. And this is just a sketch. My sketch, basically, what I'm looking with my sketch is to get the proportions right. Because once I start doing the painting, I can correct a lot with the painting. The main thing for me is to get the proportions right, where the mouth is, where the eyes, the size of the eyes. Then I can zoom in on my phone and get more of the details of the nose, the face, after I get my proportions, once I feel my proportions are in the right place. Your pencil can serve as a measuring tool. I always do that. Make sure the corner of the eyes, how does it align to the nostrils, to the lips. Every face is a little bit different. Okay, my friends. Now, at this point, I know my face is in the within the right lines of the paper. And I don't worry about that. I stop worrying about that and I start looking at the face and my reference photo and make adjustments as I need to. So what I know about faces is that there's a line that comes this way because the face is looking a little bit that way. This line is going to come this way. So I have to make sure things are aligned that way. And then I know that from the chin to the nose and the nose to right above the eyebrows is about the same distance. So I know I have to move my eyes a little bit up. So I'm just drawing them here, trying to move them up a little bit, and the eyebrows as well. And that's basically what you do. You keep massaging your drawing. That's why you have your eraser with you until you get it right. So I'm going to continue here and see if that makes my face look better. So basically what I do, I place it in the quadrants first within those lines just to get the basic proportions right. And after I feel my proportions are right, then I move at this technique of drawing faces, which is just drawing these parallel lines. Now every face is different. They don't all fit those parameters. And I feel her face is like that. I think her eyebrows are a little bit lower than that. And a way to confirm this is I look at my reference photo again, and I can do my edit. And this time I'm gonna do the Lumia Creative Studio, and it's that one. And I see all the lines on the face, and if I move my face, I can see that from my chin to the nose is the same distance, but from the nose to the eyebrows, there's a little bit of a space there. The line doesn't come right up to the eyebrows. Could be because of the expression she has, but I'm going to take that into account when I finish doing my sketch. So I keep massaging my sketch, looking at my reference photo. I don't worry so much about the lines anymore, but more if my drawing is looking like Julia, or like the way I want her to look in my painting. The shadows and lines all that makes a big difference too, but I'm going to do that when I paint it. I like to do my portraits in acrylic, and that's when I make a lot of further adjustments when I'm painting. My main concern is to get the proportions of the face right. because then there's less that I need to worry about when I'm doing, there's less corrections that I need to do when I'm doing the painting. And I always use my pencil as a reference. Okay, my friends, so this gives you an idea on how to sketch a face. If you want to do a portrait, you can leave it as a pencil portrait, or you can transfer this into your canvas, which I'm probably going to do, and do an acrylic painting of this beautiful photo of Julia Ormond. Now, the last thing I do, of course, is I remove all my lines that I use to sketch. And if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to transfer this into my canvas, what I do is, with my very thin Sharpie, I go and I define the main features of the face, the shape, not the shadows and things like that, because I will do that later when I paint it. But I define the main features of my face with my Sharpie, and then I transfer this into my tracing paper, and this is what I transfer into my canvas. I'm going to show you how it looks so far, and this is how it looks. And then I'm going to trace it with my Sharpie, and I'll show you how that looks. I use the ultra fine point because I want the lines to be very fine. And I still look at my reference photo in case there's anything I need to adjust at this point. This, my friends, is what I would transfer into my canvas. I would trace this over my tracing paper, and I'd be ready to start doing my painting. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something about sketching a face. And the main advice I can give you is to practice a lot, because that's the only way you're going to get better at drawing and painting faces. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share it with your friends, and I will see you on the next time.